everyone! This is not my normal content, but I'm here. Why I'm here? Our chat all of a sudden decided to figure out what is considered generation for K-pop. So if someone who's like old like me, I'm like 100% stuck in second generation. And what chat's been saying is that there's only 4 generations, or it's up to 4th generation, or we're in 4th generation, right? For me, I actually thought we'd be like on 10th generation. So what we're gonna do today is have my own thought of generation with the help of chat. We're gonna kind of work together, and I want to see who you guys think are the in the generation, and we'll kind of compare and see. And what I want YouTube chat to do is write your own thoughts about what groups are in each generation, or you can kind of change mine. So let's get started. Ta-da! I made this. First, we have a question. Is there also a Gen 0 for people like Kim-won-san? Actually, we should figure out what is generation. So I put a little section here trying to figure out what is generation. Honestly, I think generation should just be K-pop. Any group. So it has to be guy group, girl group, co-ed group. Who danced and sang. So that's why Poa and IU are kind of like not considered an idol. So I know we have a lot of IU fans, and I'm sorry to say, but those girls technically don't count as a K-pop idol. They are solo singers, is what I'm thinking, guys. You guys can correct me, but that's my initial thought process on that idea. So what I'm gonna do is we'll start with the first generation. You guys can add on, but for first generation, I'm thinking SES. And you guys are gonna probably make fun of me, but let me just go with my first generation. Would be SES, HOT, Shinhwa. We also have, see, that's also the thing. So actually, generation 0, now that you mention it, is it 0th generation? Would be actually 서태지 idol and boys, yeah. But yeah, we have Finkel. Oh, thank you. For those who don't know Finkel, 이제 내 마음이 태어져. We also have Coyote is actually considered first generation. Like the really famous first generation. I know I'm missing a lot. Okay, so here's honestly what I think is awkward. Okay, let me be honest with you. I honestly think we need a 1.5 generation. Because actually Sheena isn't part of them. Sheena is after, along with Jewelry. You know? Cause 이게 is like they have like a 0.5 in between. It's hard to talk. So I think this, for like boomer like me who lived in just kidding, I didn't live that far. Wait, no, I did live that far. 1993. I started listening to K-pop in 1993. But I find it, my personal order is like this because so my reasons, and I will also highlight the ones that I like, is you guys know 서태지 and idol. Like they were the first group who were kind of like singing and dancing at the time. Usually they was kind of like standing, or like 소방차 also has nice dances, as you guys saw earlier. And then first generation was the start of like good looking, handsome, pretty type of groups that were singing and dancing with like choreography. Coyote is a little different in terms of that theme, but I still did put it there along with Cool because they did have something that we were like oh, like there is something that we were still like following along in the dance moves. And then I put 1.5 Gen because like Jewelry, God was kind of like, okay, they're really popular. We're gonna try different tastes. So Jewelry, I was really hesitant on putting them in second generation because they were getting popular with the song 네가 참 좋아 짝짝짝 and then God as well, but I still find them not like what I would have felt in the second generation vibes. So I had to put them more in like the 1.5 along with Suga. So they're technically in like the 1, but they aren't like the, so if I were to divide it up. Now, in the second generation, I'm in second generation. I grew up with these songs, right? And I have it in this order because, first of all, I feel like they were, at the time, the trendsetter of the second generation style K-pop. And you might be wondering, what is second generation style compared to first generation? There isn't any. But I think it's just group of more, like, younger people with like cute song. I mean, if you think about it, like SES did have like 뭐냐 dreams come true, but more fashionable. Their music videos are kind of being more trendier and everything. So I did have second generation with Super Junior, SS501, The Grace, Big Bang, DBSK, Wonder Girl, Kara, and SNSD. Kara's kind of like And then from here on, it just goes into a huge blah, right? So I have this many 2.5 generation because I honestly think after this group, after other company, other entertainment saw the success rate of these group, they started producing so many K-pop groups. Like, it was crazy. Gen 2 was big electro pop from J. Really? Ah, really? Yeah, like SNSD, G. You know how popular like the skinny jeans from SNSD were at the time? Like Wonder Girls is like Tell Me. I could even name my favorite. By the way, if I'm marking my favorite, Finkel versus SES, I had to pick Finkel at the time. I don't know. Like comparison. How did I just do that? Oh, here. Wow, okay, I'll just do this. And I liked Shina. Shina was my bias. Actually, I did not like HOT versus Jexkiss. I actually was like Shina fan. Third generation it started Girl Crush? Okay. Like when I was young, a lot of people told me I looked like Ihori. Ah, fudge, I forgot to turn off music, but it's okay. Wait, no, it's not okay. Pray to Lord, you two will not identify this song. Okay, anyways. It's fine. Anyways, moving on. So we did second generation. Okay, so 2.5 generation was just huge group of people. Yeah, that's true. She's not still out there. I mean, there's still like that's true. HOT's not out there. Finkel's not out. Yeah. Coyote's out, which was really cool. I want Cool to be out. I like Cool song. And Jack's Kiss was out until one of the members had like an issue. So now in terms of 2.5. Oh, thank you. I'll make sure of that. In terms of 2.5 is like I just wanted to put 2.5 as like just the mass production in that in that time zone. Because after I listened to this, I know almost all of the group, But from here, it just felt like a factory of K-pop idols, like one after the other, making a song, having them popular, like, and 99.9999% of the time when you're like listening to a song, it was K-pop at the time. So, like, even around this time, people were like, there's way too much K-pop song being produced, right? So, honestly, I would have to think that that was the case. And then here is where we're disagreeing with my chat on Twitch, is that I honestly wanted to split once here, because for me, when XO came out, but it was kind of hard because I wanted to do it by like time period of 2010. Because I honestly think Gen 2, if you look at it, isn't it like 10 years? Gen 2 is like 10 years already. Wow. Almost 10 years. So 7 years. So, because personally, I think AOA still belongs in Gen 2, but EXO is Gen 3. The vibe that AOA was giving versus EXO was really different. And I put BTS because technically they did debut at this time, but if we're doing depending on like when they were famous, I think BTS would be way down low on like whatever the new generation is. So you don't know any of Gen 2? How? How do you not know any of Gen 2? It's okay. I don't know any of Gen like 3, 4, 5, or whatever number there's out there right now. So but moving on, here's where I got confused. Is I honestly think when it's a new generation, we need those trendsetters during the new generation. And I honestly believe the group that I've mentioned in the third generation at the time would have been maybe the new trendsetter. Like when EXO came out, their debut song 으르렁 was just so popular, like so popular. And AOA's first debut song, 짧은 치마 입고, I think was their debut song, right? I think so, I'm not sure. But like, I felt like they were like the trendsetter during third generation. But here it's kind of like, maybe I would put Mamamoo in third generation. Okay, Red Velvet. Winner. Maybe a girlfriend, definitely. I know it's maybe mixed up with time now, but that's true. That's true. Now we have to also, that was something hard. So for instance, Dreamcatcher debuted earlier. Way earlier. With a different group name called what was their name? Yes. Minx. Minzy? Minz? Minx. So is it like, should we have put them above or below? So yeah, I would have to put, because I honestly believe that should we have not a split? Because I just feel like the start of Twice from EXO is also a different vibe. And I just feel like during 2010, because there were so many mass productions of K-pop, that from here, everyone just got sick of listening to K-pop, at least in Korea. And that they were more like, oh my god, can we stop having K-pop members out and like singing? Because literally during the Gen 2 era, everyone was singing all K-pop, dancing, and at the time we didn't have this YouTube platform. There wasn't like, people actually thought if you were to dance to these K-pop groups, you would be known as dumb. So my grandma actually didn't like the fact that I was doing K-pop dancing. She thought, she was like, no. She wanted me to study more. So honestly, I put, yeah, whatever, like in like the 2010, 2012 region. And I'll be honest, another like good reason is that I stopped listening to K-pop around this era too. Like, I don't know much of the dances in this time zone, and I feel like except for maybe BTS and kind of GOT7, like you might have heard of, I know of them, but it wasn't like, oh, like we really like them. For instance, even my mom knows like DBSK fandom name, Cassiopeia, or like, you know, but like once it hit the next set of generation, it just felt more like, okay, now we're sick of it. But the reason why I had to divide the third generation from the fourth generation is because this is when K-pop got famous more in the foreign countries, not just Europe, America, but also Japan, like, I mean, Japan was already starting with Kara, starting to get famous, but like we had Twice, we had Stray Kids and everyone, and they were kind of getting well known in like the foreign countries. So that's why I was splitting, yes, and along with like the Southeast Asian countries. Oh, really? Mexico is the number one consumer for K-pop songs? So, yeah, so I know a lot of people might be debating, should this be more in Gen 2 or should this be meaning like all that all together too? But my personal definition for generation, I would have to say where it got popular, how it got popular, who was the trendsetter and everything. So yeah, because I could put Twice in Gen 3, honestly. Like, it makes sense putting, honestly, this whole group up to here would be fitting all in Gen 3, because technically I don't know anything from that. Like, from Gen 3 and all the way down to like here, I did not listen to K-pop. Do I not have 우주소녀? No, I have. Oh, I put her in fourth generation. So, and so that's why I put in maybe fourth generation, or technically I should maybe not even call this fourth generation, but like I should just keep this at a separate section and say this is more like when K-pop global generation. I don't know, cause Gangnam Style was back in 2012. Wow, 2012. Can you guys believe it? Gangnam Style was 2012. And so people started getting interested in like K-pop because of Gangnam Style. And so those who were like, oh wait, then they started looking into Twice, NCT, like Stray Kids, Promise 9, and blah blah blah. So feel like most people forum sites have third generation from EXO through Blackpink and start fourth generation with Girl Idol. Ah, so from up to here. Oh. But honestly, I really think that it really depends on generation wise. Is this generation based on when they debuted versus when they got popular? So I can see this also being up there. And then probably the rest would be fourth generation. And then this, I honestly think this would be, yeah. But, yeah. Yeah, I think this part is difficult too. I'd push the start of Gen 4 to so from here to here would be here. All together would be the fourth generation. 2018. You know what's also very different in terms of generation is that the first generation was like whatever pre, and then the second generation is like 10 years, but then the third generation is maybe like sorry, not 10 years, sorry, 7 years, but then the second generation I feel like, or the third generation I feel like is shorter. So everything before COVID would be fourth generation, or everything above here? Because I honestly think this new group of girl group is kind of the start of like the new trendsetter for girl crush. Because I really want to split it into but is that generation? What is considered generation? Generation is hard. Because now it's girl crush. If they do anything pure, they're not gonna get famous. Like, there hasn't been any song out that's been pure. It's been, look at Tomboy. Yeah, Tomboy. They swear. You know, they have, yes, I'm nude. Okay, that's all like girl idol song. But like, if you look at like, a mix song, blah 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 blah. What? Yeah. That's true, Kino. But like, if you were to compare their popularity versus to like ITZY, of course they're big group, but Secret Number, you know, like aespa, Kepler, NMIX. I've never seen Kepler's. I mean, they did do that like weird monkey, not weird monkey. The weird, not weird. Oh shoot, I'm not using my brain right now, but they do kind of like that like da 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 ha type of thing. But no one knows that song. Even I don't know what the name of the song is, and I feel like no one knows of that song, right? So New Jeans. Yeah, I think we definitely need a girl crush era though. But the Gen 3 were not girl crush. They were sexy. But then Twice was cute. Only Blackpink would have been considered that's why I divided Twice and Blackpink. You Dreamcatcher is a girl crush. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And then the problem is, I feel like everyone is saying the K-pop currently is up to fourth generation. But with New Jeans, Le Sserafim, and everyone out, I think it should be the next generation. And they have their own different like attractiveness. Yeah, that's where it gets super confusing, Skipperning, because then it's like, do I put them as a pre 4.5? But then what's then that different from 3.5 generation? Yeah, I could just put this in like the third generation, but is that also being like, okay, well, like do I think they were like that popular? Then third generation lasted for like 6 years. So that's true. New Jeans, but New Jeans is just completely different on its own. New Jeans is just kind of like in somewhere else. Because also IVE's song is also different from Classy's song, which is also different from M-Mix song, which is also different from Kepler's song. So what I want to name for like maybe the fifth generation is do it your style kind of thing. So IVE is kind of 새침하고 like you know, like kind of like narcissistic, my god, I love it. Kind of like what I don't even know how to like describe this feeling, but and then Le Seraphim is like da 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 da. I'm like kind of strong, but like cool 언니 in high school, and then like Classy is like the cute baby style, and then like Kepler is what da 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 the doom doom the Sonic, you know, so. New Jeans choreography is some high school dance. Hey, are you? Oh wait, you're not. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think Le Seraphim and Kepler is kind of similar trend, similar vibe. So, if some member is re-debut like Infinity to Highlight with same members, that's a big issue too. So that's why we have BBG. I only put it because of a lot of my chat likes BBG, but that's the problem. Dreamcatcher. Someone else debuted it. Even recent popular group, Iris. What else am I missing? Crayon Pop had a separate group, you know, and then Girlfriend to VVG, blah blah blah. It's like, so. Not saying it's bad. No, I'm saying it's good because I was also a cheerleader. I wasn't a cheerleader, but I was in high school dance. I think that there is a group that sets off a new generation. Yeah. But Gen 3 was EXO, Ururong, and AOA, and Gen 3 was just sexy. 근데 Gen 2 진짜. I know there should be a trendsetter that's sending a new. Yeah, that's why it was really hard on whether or not I should put Twice to third generation to fourth generation. But it could definitely feel like it was. Ask ChatGPT. AI, save us. Which one is Gen 4? So. But it's like same like Twice, Blackpink, Girlfriend, Red Velvet, Mamamoo. So a lot of you guys are saying Twice, Mamamoo, Girlfriend feel alike. Yeah. So if I were to put everyone in Gen 3, but the problem is their debut time is different. And what I feel like defines of generation is that if they started a trend. But EXO generation versus their Twice NCT 우주소녀 generation is somewhat different. Because I feel like third generation, a lot of the girl group were so cute, like adorable. Like, oh wait, sorry, my bad. Third generation was sexy. EXID is like, of course that did get famous because of like the fan camp. But AOA is I know AOA is like in between 2.5 to 3 because they did start as a girl band group, and I appreciated that. And I feel like if they were to continue that, and I'm like drooling, they would have been like, I don't know. I really like that they wished they should have done that. Mamamoo isn't Mama? Yeah, Mamamoo's here. So don't worry, got Mamamoo up there. Because I feel like Mamamoo and Twice are also different genre, like different era. Is it just me? Yeah, Wonder Girl did a band because there was no girl group band, so I did like AOA Black, or I think they were called something else. Oh my god. Tiara was also sexy, but they were in more. But Tiara isn't like super sexy. They just had their own vibe along with Miss A. I think other than Sister in Gen 2, it wasn't sexy. But more of K-pop song. 21. 21 is actually more of a start of girl crush, guys. 21, I never felt like they had a sexy song though. Talshabet. Talshabet Joker? The thing is, Kuro, I think for me, Talshabet was known for cute song. And if they did a sexy song and they got popular of that sexy song, then okay. But I've never heard of Joker before, so Talshabet was like more like Tiara, yeah. Cause Tiara also had a lot of cute song, very unique song. I'm sorry, I don't know Joker. Day 6. Okay, so that's another issue. Joker and BBB were pretty set. I know. Okay, well, if you say that, we have 4 minutes. Like, I can't even spell 4 minutes. And 머리부터 발끝까지 한 이슈 내 모든 걸 하나하나 한 이슈 모두 다 take control. So they were also sensational. But I think Gen 2 was more like K-pop. Although they were sexy, they weren't like, ooh. They were more like, take control, kind of sexy, but still K-pop level sexy. Cause at this time, if they were like, dumb, what is this? What is this, guys? 이거 있잖아, 이거 뭐지? What is that? And Korean community? No. It's really bad. Okay. Fearless. Sorry, it was Fearless. At the time, if they did those type of style, then Korean would be like, is too sexual. They will not be able to come. Cause they were long time ago in Korea, because they were very conservative in their song style. Some of the songs couldn't even be sang during the music concerts because it was just so. So even if you guys, yeah, that's pretty sexy. 4 minutes is sexy, but it was still like 내 모든 걸 하나하나 한 이슈 so that they control. Like, it's so cute, kind of somewhat cute. Like, yeah, like they're still sexy, but still like take control, like take control. But this is not that sexy compared to like Le Seraphim, the Fearless, and then they say Fearless, they do this, guys. 이거 힘들어. 이거. What is this? So that's why I put them in tier Gen 2. Is that Stellar? I watched that group. They had that type of. Is that Stellar? Was that not Le Seraphim's the song? One of the songs. I forgot. So yeah, even I think Nine Muse, like Girls' Day. Do you know? Not them, guys. This was crazy. You know how many guys were crazy about it? Like, it was unexpected. But it's just, if you compare it with like recent K-pop style dancing, doing butt isn't that sexy anymore. This is not that sexy. And it wasn't even like shirt. It was just 뭐냐 이거 멜빵 이거 그냥 이거잖아. 나 때문에. So A-Pink did a cover. Yeah. Yeah. So but then Girls' Day still went there. The reason why I want to tell about Girls' Day was Mia knows zero about K-pop group, but he just knows Girls' Days. That song, and I'm like, because that's when it was his 뭐냐, 그 military time. So when he goes to when men go to military in Korea, they are K-pop masters. They knew every song. So, kind of scary, but that's true. But yeah, A-Pink and stuff. So then third generation was doing more of their own style, but it still is in the cutesy range. So here was K-pop songs. We're going to try to identify what a K-pop song would be. Would be more like the second generation. And then the third generation was more like, okay, well, we kind of do like sexy. Cause you know, like Hello Venus, AOA, Spica, EXID. I know I'm talking about girl group, but even guy group. There. Very manly, very powerful. I want to eat you up, kind of you know? But then the Mamamoo was also a different trendsetter. Acapella girl group? What? So, now, honestly, Girl Idol is very exception, personally, because when everything was sexy, they all of a sudden go, we're gonna be like very second generation again. So here, people like me were like, oh my god, we're back to second generation, hooray! So at the time when Girl Generation came out, it was as popular as New Jeans Hype Boy. You guys are saying, New Jeans Hype Boy second generation song. That's what it felt for Girls' Day. 나나난 따라따 뭐야? 나나나 설레이는 나나나나나나 꿈꾸며 나나나나 오늘부터 우리는 사랑해 나나나나나나나나 Me gustas tú Me gustas tú 뚜루뚜 싹리리뚜 베리뚜 So and then we had Dreamcatcher and then so honestly I still think third generation and fourth generation is going to be the hardest for me. Dividing it, but should we put but I feel like we are in fifth generation. Is this Christian horse girl music? What is it? I want to hear about Christian. So maybe I would think for Christian horse girl music. But fifth generation, yeah, maybe New Jeans started it, but I think Le Sserafim also feels very different. When they came out with okay. What you looking at? 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 I'm feeling ha. It was also kind of popular. And Mix and Kepler. Cause Kepler also that's Stacy. Kepler was 왔다따따. Yeah, so the thing with that, Leah, is so a sad story with Dreamcatcher is they're not that popular in Korea. Why? But yeah, that's why Dreamcatcher is, I would put this here, but in terms of like the Korean popularity and how much it was a trendsetter in Korea, out there. But in terms of global, because we are a global country, global group of people, we'll put it there. Yeah, girlfriend? Oh, really? I always liked Me Gusta Su. If I could give a name for each generation, what would that be? So I would say the 0th generation of Why are back dancers? Oh, sorry. I'll do back dancers as rebellion. Why I give Gen 0 this name was in Korea, there wasn't much of singing and dancing at the same time. Normally it was just singing and then we had backup dancers. But 서태진 idol or 소방차. 빠라빠빠빠. Do you know 소방차 song? 따라따라따. 따라따라따. I think it's that. But anyways, it's only backup dancers are singing and dancing. It was the initial feeling at the time. Now, first generation was like taste of K-pop. K-pop idol group. Taste of K-pop idol group is this. Where they're like, okay, well, it seems that like 서태진 idol's doing a good job. Why don't we just try making like a bunch of girls sing and dance who are young and cute? You know, kind of like make them into a product so that we'll have lots of fans. So that's where SES, 나를 사랑해, and everything came out. And it was successful. It worked out. It actually worked out. Everyone was like, I love you. Do you know every team has a color and everything? It was like, I love you, right? So actually, it's this spelling on the group, the K-pop group that I'm looking at, so this should be right. Oh, really? Now, 1.5 is like, okay, well, like all those other set that was like, oh, I know you. Now, Gen 2 was K-pop Factory. They were like, okay, this has to work. So they started inviting a bunch of people, like getting a bunch of groups out there, making a bunch of songs, like, and then bunch of 2.5 groups out there. Now, Gen 3 would be dark times in K-pop. Everyone was sick of it. I mean, like EXO, but it's like dark time plus for Koreans, right? Sorry, I will just put it at dark times in K-pop because Koreans were sick of it. So to make it more spicy, they had to go more sexy or go completely weird concept like Korean pop, jumping. But they didn't get as popular. So it was kind of like the dark time in K-pop where they're like, okay, well, like we're kind of sick of seeing K-pop groups. Like we're like, okay, guys, like okay, So then that's kind of along with the generation, the third generation and stuff. And then the fourth generation was, as I put, K-pop global. Where I know, like, in terms of the members, just kind of like, oh, Lost. I like Lost. Thank you. Lost K-pop. So this is the Hallyu rave of foreigners starting to be like, oh, K-pop. Ew, K-pop. Josh. Ew, interesting. And then the fifth generation is more like, do it your style K-pop. Have your own vibe. Like, do whatever you want to do. You don't have to follow the trend. Look at New Jeans. No one does something like New Jeans. That's why they're popular. Look at Le Seraphim. Look at Classy. Look at IVE. I feel like their group has this vibe or this trend that they're gonna try to set by themselves. Now that's a big issue, anime, is that there are a couple of K-pop groups, because the new trend is do it your style vibe, that there are some groups that's like, okay, well, why don't we add everything together? Then we say it's just a mix of soup where you can't really drink it. Like, imagine, it's like putting broccoli and yogurt. Wait, actually, you can eat those two together. And strawberry jam for the cuteness, and jalapenos for the spiciness, and some ice cream for the coolness. Now, there's actually some group like that, and I did review it like that, so. When I think of fourth generation group, this is when global tours and stuff became popular. Prior, it was just make an appearance at the major K-cons. Oh, yeah. Icon and CLC in 3.5 versus twice in... Oh, yeah. Actually, Icon이... 이게 또 애매한 게... Actually, Icon had... Actually, Icon should be here, but CLC는 모르겠어. Is Kepler temporary group? 그래? Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry, not you. Kepler 어디 있냐? Why can't I find Kepler? 여기 있다. Well, I like Kepler. Why did they not continue? So. Okay. Sorry, guys. Icon's famous song. Actually, Icon's song got really popular for elementary schools because they go 사랑을 했다. So everyone knows that song. Oh, maybe. So you were thinking Coyote, SES, Finkel, Milk is more... was more like a music, not the country when it was from? And then now it's more like K-pop. 사랑을 했다, 잘했다. 나도 그거 안... That's funny. You're my hot breaker. Anyways, so yeah, third and fourth generation, I'm just gonna be kind of like blah. Sorry, guys. People probably have your own thoughts about this, and I honestly would agree with some or the other in terms of that, but yeah. Like the other but I think maybe Gen 2, 1, 2, 2.5, maybe start of 3 we can kind of agree on. And then it kind of got into a mushy feeling in like the third generation to fourth generation. So I think that was kind of like a little debate that we had. And then the fifth generation would be another debate. Are we even on the fifth generation? Does New Jeans even count as a fifth generation? That's always a question up to you guys. But this is my personal order, and I will put this on my YouTube channel right below the comment to just for you guys to see, and maybe you guys can use this list to create your own list. So tell me how it went with your generation division, and please hope you guys can share it with me, and we'll kind of discuss this again with chat. And if you guys are always interested in being part of the communication and discussion, as long as we try to stay cool with it. Hopefully you guys can join me on my Discord channel or my Twitch channel to talk about this. So thank you guys for watching, and see you guys on the next some random K-pop debate that we're sometimes gonna have again.